Hey folks, it's Tom, your frugal prepper. So my Chinese starter has finally come in. Right here. Excuse my dirty seat cover. It's gonna get pulled off of here and washed soon. But this is the Chinese starter. It actually looks really nice. So this thing was $37.95 free shipping. I mean, it seems machined well around there. I mean, who knows how good the internals are, but it's nice and heavy. Let me go get the original one and let's compare them. So I have to say, they look pretty darn close to identical there. Look exactly. These two little screws are a little smaller going to the solenoid. The back's a little bit differently made, but I have to say that the Chinese one might be even a little heavier than the factory one. Gotta keep it clean. Alright, now I'm gonna go throw this thing up in here and see if I can make this start. I gotta get my one wiring connection apart there on the ground, find a bolt that fits in that top hole, and then just clean all the connections and hook them up there, and then we'll start this guy up and see if she works. Okay, so I found the bolts. The bolt's actually a standard thread. The original bolt had a metric head. This is the bottom bolt that I didn't have to cut. So this is the one I'm replacing for the top bolt. It's a metric, or that's a standard, and the original one had a 13mm head. This one's got a 9/16 head, but it threads in perfectly fine and it matches the bottom bolt. And then this goes in, and then your ground goes right here. So I've cleaned around that bolt, around this washer and stuff a little bit. And I might even go back in and hit that a little better with the wire wheel on the bench grinder before I put that in. But right now I'm after these electric cables back here. Let me move you back here a little closer. Oh, clean those. Just gonna hit them with the whizzy wheel. Make sure they're good and clean here. Make sure this side's good and clean. I have to clean my thumb off. I'm reaching at a weird angle here. Okay. Yeah, look, I cleaned off my thumb. That's gonna hurt a little bit. I'm down to the fresh skin. Probably could just use a pair of vice grips to hold this and be a whole lot better. That looks pretty good. Ooh, that's really starting to burn. Man, that's kind of unique. Man. Oh well, it'll heal. So, I think I'm good and clean enough right now. Now we're ready. I'm just gonna take and wire wheel this one off a little bit better, and then we'll be ready to put this starter back up in here. Alright, so I've got this starter. I've gone ahead here and put a new bolt on it there, and I found a bolt that fits this. It didn't come with the bolts, and the old ones were pretty corroded and crappy. So let's see if we can wiggle this guy up in here. I'm going to hook the wires up afterwards because I can get to them from the side. So I'm just going to get it in place first. Woohoo. Get it all wiggled up in here, come on. Figure out how I got it up in here the first time. There we go, okay. you clear there. You come here. You come all around. About like that. Okay. So now let me get my bolt. Hang on. Probably should have had my bolt ready. Isn't it weird how you can't get them to stay in when you want them to stay in? You can't get them to come out when you want them to come out? Sorry. Okay, here's the bottom bolt. Go ahead and get that started. There we go. Yeah, I know everybody's gonna be like, never sees. Use some never sees. It's been my experience when it's not a capture bolt and it's under the car like this, the never sees just washes out and it corrodes anyway. It's best just to get the threads as clean as you can and put it in there and hope for the best when it's time to come back out. Alright, so I can reach through the top and get to this one right up here. Get that one started in there. These threads are still just a little rough. I'm going to see if I can reach up there with a 9/16 and get that sucker on there. Flip this over, okay. I'll be able to get a little more play on it this way. At least get it mostly in. Let me angle this ratchet back a little. There, I get more movement that way. And then I'll torque it up straight at an angle from the other side. And it's going. Yeah, it's going, I think. It's just got a lot of threads to go through. And I'm not moving it a whole lot at a turn. I'm getting maybe an 1/8 of a turn each time here. Okay, that one's snugged pretty darn good. So now we'll get changed over here to a 13. And then let me just see here where my socket go. Okay, I got a short 13. Well, I'm gonna need a deep 13 for that. Mid-late 13 would probably be perfect, but I think I'm gonna have to go with a deep because that's what I got right now. This is kind of a loose one. Reach around. Sargo would say the classic reach around. Okay, that's plenty of torque. Now let me torque down the top one real good. My 9/16. Okay, now I've got to get back up in here to get to these electrical connections. Now I'm going to take off my wires. I'm not quite sure that y'all are going to be able to see this too well, but I just don't really think there's much of a way around it here. I'm trying to maybe move my light a little bit. Oh, I got another crusty electrical connection to clean. That was for the grounds. So, no, this is my positive. This is the one that ran to my grounds. This was on this bolt before. So that's the one that goes there, which I'm going to put on last. So let me get my air ratchet. We'll clean this guy off. Right there. My air ratchet. My whizzy wheel. Cool. This is the positive for the starter. I don't think you want to get those reversed. Okay, let me clean the back. Alright, that's good enough. I might see if I can't hit this just a little better. That's good enough. That's going to make good enough connection. Yeah, it's just hard with this prong sticking down to get that one real well. Okay. Oh, I cleaned my finger too. Check that. Alright. Probably should just wear some mechanics gloves. Alright. So, up here first. There's two connections up here clear on top of this guy. I have to hook up. I'm gonna stick those up there, and then I'm gonna do the reach around from the side. Get these on. I can't reach them from right here. And let me get the light. Stick that guy right in here. Okay. So you're right there. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at from up here. I can reach just through here and get to this, and then this little guy here will go down on this small little bolt right there, and then I'm just gonna put the nuts on that guy and tighten it up. Man, craziness. Okay, that's good. Good and tight enough. Good and tight. Now I just need to try to get to this little 10 milli here. If I can. Tighten him down. There we go. And then we've got our little plastic cover that goes on here. See if it'll fit. Yep. See if it fits. Alright. So there we go. We're all done up there. I'll show you from this side what it looks like. So she's in there. So now I'm going to see if she'll start. It's the magic moment. So we're going to start out by hooking our battery up. Our lights on. Okay. If she just clicks and don't start, I'm going to be really unhappy. Oh, yeehaw! Diagnosed it right. This is the starter, and she starts up just fine. Alright, I'm happy. Sweet. So now the next thing on this, you'll see here's where I did plug wires. They're not exactly routed right. A lot of the clips and stuff for them all broke off, but I did fresh plug wires on it. I got this battery disconnect on here because when it sits for a few days, the battery goes dead. I do believe it's the gem module, but I'm going to be testing that. I did get an extra one from a junkyard. I actually emailed Eric O, and he said he's 99% sure you don't have to program the gem module on these, or just plug and play on these older ones. So it's either that or could be the alternator as well, because he had one he did, it was the alternator. But I haven't looked yet, but I'm pretty sure that gem module's bad, because it does do some flaky stuff with the body control sometimes in there. The odometer not working. Sometimes the interior lights don't work, like this hood light. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the switch is good, you know. So, but anyway, so it starts and it runs with my Chinese $40 starter.